Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading, and I have 3 piles for you guys to pick from. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hello pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading. And essentially how these readings go is I have a pile of cards on the left for one person and how they're showing up in this connection, how the other person is currently showing up, as well as what each one of your energies towards the connection is, what the connecting energy is, and then we will look into what each one of you is thinking, feeling, and what's shifting when it comes to this connection on both ends. So, to start, pile 1, when it comes to what the connecting energies between the two of you are currently, we have the dead end. So I would say that for the vast majority of you, this connection has reached an ending of some kind, or in the very least, the two of you have come to an impasse of some sorts. And there seems to be resistance on both ends when it comes to the changes that are that both of you are being faced with currently. But there's this need to accept what is. There's this calling to accept what is, find reverence in what is shifting, find peace in what is changing. And if anything, there's a need here to accept that the path that the both of you thought that this would take is currently blocked. And the sooner that is accepted, the sooner new pathways will open up. But it seems like right now, for at least one of you, if not both of you, there is definitely tunnel vision when it comes to this particular path being blocked, and there's an element of kind of being uncompromising in that. So yeah, I would say there's just a natural resistance coming into play right now to an ending or an impasse of some kind that has occurred between the two of you. So if that is resonating, then this is probably your pile, but of course we are also going to look into each of the people in this connection. And to start with the first person, we have the shark and the Magellanic, and the keyword for this penguin is commitment, and their energy toward the connection currently is 43, someone soon. The second person in this connection is showing up as the dragonfly, the elephant, Pika, and the keyword is harvest. Let's see, maybe I should move this so we have some space here. And then their energy toward the connection at this current moment is number 14, all-knower, and number 29, stay back. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with person 1, the person that's on the left side. The shark person is what we'll call them. It seems like this person is currently showing up, or recently showed up in this connection, kind of being very, very honest, very direct, very forthright about something that they needed to share. It could have come from a place of being really upset. It could have come from a place of feeling as though their needs weren't being met. There's definitely an energy of somebody who is wanting to communicate and be direct about their desires, about what it is that they deserve. And I feel as though this could be past energy, like perhaps the shark person has come forward in the past and expressed this to the elephant person. And it might be one of the reasons as to why there is this impasse currently. However, this also could be indicative of somebody who has not shared what is on their mind currently, who feels as though they've left things unsaid, and who feels as though what it is that they want to say might feel really scary to share with the other person. I do feel that this shark person definitely is still in somewhat of an energy of not necessarily accepting that this connection has come to a dead end for the time being, that all routes at this point, when it comes to the direction this connection was headed in a very specific direction, have kind of been exhausted. But with someone soon here as the energy toward the connection, I feel as though the shark person is really still keeping a light on for the elephant, regardless of whether or not the elephant person has shown up in a way that is worthy of the shark person. The shark is definitely holding out hope that perhaps this connection can get back to where it was. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for the shark person. This could be either you or your person. But let's go ahead and get into what I see with the elephant energy. With the elephant, I see somebody who is recognizing that if they were to continue on the path that they are at right now, the direction that they're in with this connection, things would not end well. Things would only get worse. The energy feels very hesitant with the keyword being harvest for Pika. I hope I'm saying that right. It feels like this person knows when to take a step back and when to take action, and right now they're recognizing that this connection needs space. And you see it with stay back and the all-knower. There's an innate knowing within this person. I feel as though perhaps they're going through their own kinds of transformations, and it might be that this person is coming across very selfishly to the shark person. But one thing that I'm noticing with these images, with stay back here, we have two hands kind of pushing the viewer away. And then with the all-knower, we have two more hands, but this time those hands are reaching toward this person, and this person is holding themselves. And what I sense is that the elephant person recognizes that they cannot meet the needs of the shark, and is going through their own type of transformation at the moment, and feels as though they're unable to give whatever it is that the shark person wants. They're unable to give it to them. I feel as though with this space, with this person having somewhat accepted the dead end more so than the shark person, I feel as though with that comes an element of mourning. If you look at this all-knower, you see teardrops, and within the teardrops are skulls. This person seems to be energetically mourning the ending or the transformation, because as we all know, when it comes to tarot, death is simply a rebirth. It's a transformation. So there's a mourning of this ending, of this transformation, and in keeping space and refusing to kind of refuse to look at the truth, it seems as though this elephant is really gaining a clear sense of self, and also a clear head when it comes to this connection, where in the past perhaps they felt very overwhelmed. I do think it's interesting that with the elephant here, one thing that this guidebook in particular talks about is the fact that elephant energy will appear when there are no other routes to take and we are unsure of where to go. And the elephant energy will show up when a pathway is about to open. So I think that there's still, we'll look more into it, but there's definitely some realizations on this elephant's end when it comes to ways in which to perhaps find a way where neither one of you has to necessarily lose, or a way in which what is occurring right now can have an element of growth to it. There's definitely a pathway that this person is realizing that they can attain. But that's what I'm seeing for this current energy. So let's go ahead and look on into what is shifting for, or what each one of you is thinking. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and look into the shark energy first. What is the shark currently thinking when it comes to this connection? Okay, so we have I'm going to push these up. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. And then let's go ahead and look into what it is that they are feeling. What is the shark person currently feeling when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have the Moon. What is the shark person currently feeling? We have the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, and then what is shifting for the shark person? What changes are coming? What's shifting for the shark person? Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Ten of Wands. All right, and let's go ahead and look into what the elephant is currently thinking. What is the elephant currently thinking when it comes to this connection? Okay, so we have the Two of Cups. Let's go ahead and push these up as well. We have the Two of Cups. What are they currently thinking? We have the King of Wands. And we have the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, what is the elephant feeling? What are they currently feeling when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands. What are they currently feeling? We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. Okay, and then what is shifting for this person? We have, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. What's shifting? And we have Strength. All right, so let's go ahead and we will start with person one, the shark person. When it comes to what the shark person is thinking, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. When it comes to their thoughts on this connection, they feel as though this connection definitely has an element of immaturity perhaps, or an element of not necessarily having all of the skills needed in order for this connection to be successful. There's still a lot of growing that needs to be done, but they see this connection, they think of this connection as something that definitely had or has a lot of sweetness to it, something that is very loving, and something that I feel as though they really desire to get back to. There's definitely an acknowledgement of needing to learn some things, learn some lessons, evolve in some sort of way, take skills from this connection and apply them in the future, so that mistakes aren't made in the same way again. There's just a level of immaturity that this person is acknowledging, perhaps within themselves, but also I feel as though within this elephant person. And then when it comes to how this person is currently thinking, what they're currently thinking, we have the Two of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. They're thinking that this connection is something very much so like the shark person was thinking of it as, something that is very much loving, something that is definitely still a desire within them. There's still a lot of desire here with this Two of Cups and the King of Wands. But when it comes to what they're thinking, they don't feel as though they have an opportunity currently, or that there is an opportunity for a fresh emotional start. There are blockages in this connection currently, and when it comes to how the elephant is thinking, they are really accepting the energy of what is. When it comes to how the shark is feeling, we have the Moon, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. This person is holding out hope. They feel as though they don't necessarily see everything clearly. They feel as though there is still a lot left to be explored in this connection. There are things that are still going to be revealed. They feel very much still a great deal of love, care, concern for this other person, and they don't want to let this connection go. They want to make amends. They want to have a return of some kind. This is all about nostalgia, the Six of Cups, so there's definitely an element here of reminiscing, of really looking back on the good times, and having a desire to get back to that. When it comes to how the elephant is feeling, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Empress. Again, there's an element here of acceptance with this Wheel of Fortune. They feel as though what's currently happening is necessary, it's meant to be. They feel as though eventually a path is going to open up. There's going to be some sort of crossroads in which an opportunity will arise for them to make a decision on how they want to go about this in the future. But right now, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, I feel as though there's a couple of things coming through. I think, for one, this person is really working on kind of nurturing themselves, making themselves feel better, really taking care of themselves currently. And that was something that came through with the Stay Back card. It definitely is an energy of somebody recognizing that they have some transformations that they need to take on. They have some lessons that they need to learn. And I feel as though this person is kind of allowing things within themselves, within their heart space, within their soul, within themselves, to kind of grow naturally, grow slowly, and allow things to unfold with time. There's definitely an element of patience here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, and also an element of nurturance. So I would say that they're definitely nurturing themselves, but they also are looking back very fondly as well when it comes to the shark. Or perhaps even if they're not necessarily looking back fondly, there's still a great deal of concern and care for the shark as well, of wanting the shark to be okay, of wanting to be there for the shark while at the same time recognizing that there's a reason as to why they're not. And then when it comes to how the shark, what's changing for the shark, what's shifting for the shark, we have the 10 of Wands, the Tower, and the 9 of Pentacles. Acceptance is what is coming for the shark. Acceptance and releasing what the shark is clinging to. There's an element here with the 9 of Wands and also with the 10 of Wands, if you look at the imagery, of somebody who is clinging to something that is no longer serving them, that has turned into a burden. And what's shifting for this person is a moment of release. And in that release comes a moment of clarity, a moment of power. Personal power is what I see with this Tower, and a moment of feeling very, very good about yourself or themselves. The shark person seems to be changing into a state of personal power rather than depending on a specific outcome to occur in order to feel powerful or confident in themselves. They're kind of releasing the need for an outcome and finding power within, finding joy within. When it comes to what's shifting for the elephant, we have the 2 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and Strength. I honestly want to get some clarifiers for this. Let me get another deck out. And let's just see what comes through. Okay, can you please clarify? Okay, so when it comes to the 2 of Pentacles, we have the Page of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Can you please clarify the 7 of Cups? We have the King of Cups. Okay, and then please clarify Strength. Why is Strength here when it comes to that shifting? Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles again and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so what I feel is shifting for the elephant, like I was saying in the beginning, when it comes to elephants showing up, like the energy of elephants showing up when a pathway is about to be opened, it seems as though a pathway is opening for them. A pathway is opening for this person in which suddenly an opportunity for a fresh start is available for them. I feel like these 2 pentacles are indicative of finding balance between like perhaps overthinking or trying to come up with a way in which to work around what has happened between the 2 of you, and also kind of like it feels like there is a fresh opportunity coming this person's way with the potential to offer something. I feel like with the 7 of Cups and the King of Cups, there's clarity. There's finally going to be clarity for this person about what it is that they want or what it is that they wish to focus on. And with the King of Cups here, this is telling me that they wish to focus on aspects of their heart space in some way, shape, or form. There's clarity here coming for for this elephant, in which that energy of needing to push others away because there's like profound work that needs to happen within themselves is kind of coming to a close. And I see it again with the Eight of Pentacles, Strength, and the Queen of Pentacles. I see somebody who is becoming gentler in their approach to focusing on a specific goal. With the Eight of Pentacles, it's typically a card of, I don't know if you can see Lily, but she's decided to join us. But the Eight of Pentacles is typically a card of like really focusing on a specific goal and not seeing anything else. And with Strength here, Strength is all about compassion. It's all about like subtle awareness, and it seems as though this person is kind of shifting into a perspective of understanding that they can have certain goals within themselves and still be able to show others compassion or kindness or gentleness as they work through their goals. It seems as though they're more confident within themselves and becoming more nurturing, becoming more capable of warmth or of allowing others in. Okay, Lily, you gotta go. So let's go ahead and look at what the connecting energies between the two of these people are when it comes to how they are feeling. What's the connecting energy when it comes to what they're thinking? What's the connecting energy? We have the never-ending story. And then what's the connecting energy for how these people are feeling? Okay. So we have number 21, clean it up, and number 4, higher power. And then what is the connecting energy for what is shifting between the two of these people? We have exchanging gifts and chaos and conflict. This is interesting. Okay, so when it comes to what each one of these people are thinking, this is definitely telling me that neither one of these people is just like blissfully okay with where things have headed. Both parties are really in their mind right now and replaying things over and over again, and realizing the ways in which perhaps history has repeated itself in the past, or realizing ways in which they would want to do things differently if they were given another opportunity. When it comes to how they're both feeling, we have clean it up and higher power. There's a desire on both parties' ends to make amends. I would say that like there's also a level with the Wheel of Fortune here and with the Moon. There's a level on both ends of feeling as though there is an aspect of fate at play currently, or an aspect of destiny at play currently, that's making them still feel very connected to one another. And then when it comes to what's shifting, we have exchanging gifts and chaos and conflict. I feel as though with exchanging gifts, this is indicating to me, and with chaos and conflict, this is indicating to me contact of some kind. I get the feeling that this exchanging gifts energy is more so coming from this elephant person with the Ace of Pentacles kind of being an offering. And chaos and conflict, to me, it symbolizes a conversation that still needs to be had. Or an understanding that still needs to be had in some sort of way. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get some advice for you guys really quickly before we end this reading. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to their connection? We have positive thinking. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want, and I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a pretty badass mind gardener. All right, pile one. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, pile two. So today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading, and essentially we are going to be looking into how both of you are showing up in this connection currently, what your energies toward the connection are, what the connecting energy is between the two of you. And we'll also get tarot, and we'll be asking what it is that each one of you is thinking, feeling, and what's shifting. And then we'll also get the connecting energies between all of that as well. So to go ahead and start, when it comes to what the connecting energies are between the two of you currently, we have the seed. So there are a few messages that are coming through with this seed card. To start, this could be a very new connection, one where roots haven't really been sprouted yet. This really hasn't been grounded. It's brand new, and there's a lot of potential and a lot of excitement for the future. And I also feel as though there's a specialness that comes with this connection being new. There's a knowing that this connection is something that's very, very special, or has the potential to be something very special in the future. Another message that's coming through is that this could be a connection in which the two of you have just recently decided to rekindle things. And with this energy, I sense that in the past, things were much more tumultuous, and it seemed as though things had reached an ending or a conclusion of some kind. But in reality, here we are, and there's a lot of potential again for this connection to grow, perhaps in a different direction than it did the last time. There was one more message that was coming through, and now I can't remember what it was. I will remember it, I'm sure. So if I remember it, I will share it. If I don't, then it wasn't a message that was needed for this pile. But let's go ahead and look into how person one is currently showing up. And for that, oh, I remember now, based on this card. Okay, so we have the butterfly, and we also have the water chevrotain, and the keyword is anomaly. And the energy toward the connection is number 59, gifts from the past. So another thing that I was picking up on with this seed is that perhaps this is an established connection, but there's been an awakening of some kind that has kind of changed the course of this connection. It feels as though there's newfound potential that wasn't necessarily there in the recent past. So that's another thing that I'm picking up on with this seed. When it comes to the second person and how they're showing up, we have the beaver. Let's go ahead and move this. And we have flamingo, and the key word is sustenance. And their energy toward the connection currently is cosmic exploration. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the butterfly. I feel like, so there's a couple of messages again that are coming through with this butterfly person. One very specific message that I'm getting with both the butterfly and this water chevrotain is that this person could potentially be coming out in some sort of manner, could finally be speaking their truth, could finally be accepting their authenticity, could be accepting their own gender identity, their own sexuality, perhaps their own values when it comes to relationships, whether or not that's monogamy or non-monogamy. and everything in between. There's something going on here with this butterfly person in which they are stepping into their true sense of self, their true identity. Yeah, and I just feel like this person is finally being perhaps honest with themselves, or is being honest with those around them. If that's not necessarily the case, another thing that's coming through with this butterfly and the water chevrotain is the energy of somebody who has profoundly changed, and it has done so in a way in which no one necessarily thought would be possible. Like, I kind of get the feeling that there was in the past this energy of this person not being capable of changing, at least innately who they are. And I feel as though perhaps this person didn't actually change who they are, they just found themselves, and who they're showing up as now when it comes to the transformations they've made to their life are really profound and somewhat of an anomaly when it comes to connecting with people and allowing people to show you who they are. And it seems like this might have been an anomaly where this person actually did the work or is currently working on themselves to make those really big changes. Yeah, so that's another thing that's coming through with these two cards. When it comes to the beaver, I think that this is really the thing that I noticed first and foremost with this beaver card is the look on the beaver's face. This beaver just looks happy to be here, just pleasantly surprised, really happy, really excited, and I would say surprised in a happy way is the kind of the look on the face of this beaver. Like, the beaver's looking at the viewer with this look on their face like, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy to see you. And I get the feeling that this person is really showing up in this connection with an element of feeling excited, feeling really hopeful for the future when it comes to this connection, feeling well taken care of. Like with the flamingo here, I get the feeling that the beaver has also really nurtured themselves and focused on themselves, and really feels stable and grounded when it comes to this connection, or when it comes to where this connection is headed. But yeah, the beaver person seems to be really focused right now on the butterfly, really focused on this connection, really inspired for the changes and the work that needs to be done for this connection, for one another. There's just so much here indicating that this beaver person is showing up as somebody who is all in. And this is a very specific message, so if that's not resonating, this probably isn't your pile, because these messages are coming through very clearly. When it comes to the energies that these two people are bringing to the connection, or are kind of putting toward the connection, we have gifts from the past and cosmic exploration. I feel like the beaver is currently showing up in an energy and is putting energy out there of expansion, of really, really thinking of all the different options and opportunities that are coming their way, and really exploring those ideas and putting it out there into the universe. When it comes to what the butterfly is putting toward the connection right now, we have gifts from the past. And this to me is indicative of somebody who is really in a reflective state and is intentionally wanting to take the lessons that they've learned in the past and bring them with them in the future. This person has the intention of not making the same mistakes that they did in the past. And of course, mistakes are still going to be made because we're all human. But this person doesn't desire to make the same mistakes. This person desires to continue to expand and grow. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys when it comes to the current energies going on. So let's go ahead and move on into the tarot, and we'll look into what each one of you is thinking, feeling, and what's shifting. And let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to move these over like this so that we have space for everything. Okay, so when it comes to the butterfly, what is the butterfly currently thinking? What is the butterfly currently thinking when it comes to this connection, when it comes to the beaver? Okay, so we have the Hierophant. What is the butterfly currently thinking? We have the Four of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, and what is the butterfly currently feeling? What are they currently feeling when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Cups. What are they currently feeling? And we have the Nine of Wands. And what's shifting for this butterfly? What is shifting for the butterfly? We have the Tower. What's shifting? What's shifting for the butterfly? We have the Two of Wands. Okay. We have the Tower, the Two of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and Death. Okay. And let's go ahead and do the same for the beaver. What is the beaver thinking when it comes to this connection? What is the beaver currently thinking? What's the beaver's thoughts? Okay. So we have the Emperor. What is the beaver currently thinking? Okay. We have the Magician. What is the beaver currently thinking? And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. What's the beaver currently feeling? What are they currently feeling when it comes to this connection? What's the beaver currently feeling? Okay, we have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Wands. What are they currently feeling? And we have the Page of Cups. And then what's shifting for the beaver? Okay, we have the Six of Swords. What is currently shifting for the beaver? The Two of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. Okay, so when it comes to the butterfly, what are their thoughts? We have the Hierophant, the Four of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. This is telling me that the butterfly is still in a very reflective type of stage in their life in which they're unlearning certain, they're unlearning what society has told them, or they're kind of resting or really reflecting essentially on what works for them when it comes to the status quo, or when it comes to how they've done things in the past, when it comes to their own habits, and what has not worked for them, what does not feel authentic and right. And they're currently cutting things out, I would say, with this Ten of Swords that is no longer serving them. So I would say that when it comes to this connection, the butterfly person really seems to still be in a period of self-reflection that is kind of being reflected in this connection. When it comes to how the beaver is feeling or thinking in this connection, we have the Emperor, the Magician, and the Queen of Wands. This person is ready to go. This person is all in, is ready to take the next step, to make the first move if they need to. They are willing to do whatever it takes in order to move this connection along. This beaver seems to really be in an action-oriented and in a goal-oriented type of energy currently. And they feel very confident in where their head is at. They're not really, I would say this person is very clear-headed. When it comes to how the butterfly is feeling, we have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. The Six of Cups coming out is about nostalgia. It's about people from your past returning. So this is further confirming to me the energy of the seed, where there's this feeling of perhaps a new cycle starting within a connection, or someone from your past returning. Either way, this person feels incredibly happy that things have turned out the way in which they have for this connection. They're glad, I would say, with the Six of Cups and the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands, they're glad that this connection is not over. They're glad, they feel as though this connection deserves another chance. There's a lot of desire here, there's a lot of hope here, but really I would say there's a lot of happiness for where this connection currently is. When it comes to the beaver and how the beaver is feeling, we have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Page of Cups. I would say that the beaver really feels as though this connection is worth fighting for. There's a lot of passion, there's a lot of energy, there's this desire to just get things going. But there's also love here, sensitivity, that like there's a feeling of being connected to the butterfly. But it also feels fresh. Like with the Page of Cups here, it feels as though this is something very new, or this is a different route in which the two of you have taken from other routes that the two of you have taken in the past. And so it feels a little bit new, or a little bit young, not quite matured or rooted. And then when it comes to what's shifting for the butterfly, we have the Tower, the Two of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and Death. I see the butterfly person kind of putting to rest the past, is what I would say. I see like them allowing destruction, like things from their past to be destroyed, things that are no longer serving them to be swept away, and allowing for this death to occur in order for a rebirth to happen. I sense with the Two of Wands and the King of Pentacles this energy of somebody who is intentionally allowing things to be cleared out and allowing things to end from their past. When it comes to the beaver and what's shifting for them, we have the Six of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. I sense that the beaver is moving away from either past hurts or past conflicts, and is kind of stepping into their power. With this Two of Swords here and then the Ace of Wands, I get the feeling that this beaver person is stepping away from feeling as though they perhaps really didn't have any say in where this connection heads, and really feels much more in a state of inspiration, of feeling as though they have a reason to be excited, a reason to let themselves dream. But that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look into the connecting energies. Oops, okay, well, this fell out, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. So the connecting energies between the two of these people when it comes to what they're thinking is to be fair. So both parties are really being mindful currently of making sure that this is right for everybody, that everybody feels comfortable in this situation, that everybody feels safe or ready to take this connection to whatever level it's being taken to next. There's definitely concern here and a desire to make sure that everybody is on the same page. What is the connecting energy between what these two people are feeling? Okay, we have breathe. There's an element of like not feeling worried or feeling as though a weight has been lifted off the shoulders and there is opportunity yet to be found. There's just this element of relief that I'm sensing with breathe here. And also an element of slowness. Like it feels like there's a lot of desire here to move this connection along. Like with all of these wands, it feels as though there's definitely a lot of desire to move things along, but there's also an understanding of like this connection needing to grow at its own pace. And there's peace in that. There's like a level of security that's being felt between the two of these people in which neither one feels as though things have to be rushed. There's excitement, but it doesn't have to be rushed because there's stability, there's security. And then what's shifting for the two of these people? We have tick-tock. This is telling me that currently, like the path that the two of you guys are on has to do with something that has to do with divine timing. Perhaps it didn't work out in the past and now it's time to. There's an element of destiny here. And it, in all honesty, it feels like when it comes to what's shifting for the both of these people, the shifts that I'm seeing have much more to do with shifts within themselves. So that might have to do with whatever this destiny is. But I definitely feel as though when it comes to what's shifting, this is being divinely guided. Let's go ahead and get some advice before I finish this reading. What advice is there for pile 2 when it comes to their connection? Okay. I will go ahead and take both of them. So we have wonder. It's a wonderful thing to be in a state of wonder. And when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. When something delightful happens, I can shout encore and be tickled when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I can laugh it off. Either way, I'm glad I got a ticket to the show. This is kind of the energy that I was kind of trying to express when it comes to what's shifting for this beaver person. And then we have ultimate potential. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I ever have tuned into anything else? I'm looking at you, smooth jazz and talk radio. This is interesting because I do feel as though this goes hand in hand with the butterfly and that water chevrotain or whatever that animal was, where there was like this element of there being an anomaly where typically you don't necessarily want to focus on the potential of somebody who is not showing up in their potential. And it seems to me with this ultimate potential card as though this person is really working on actually bringing their potential into reality. But obviously take these advice cards how they resonate for you. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will subscribe so that I'll have the opportunity to read for you guys in another video soon. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading, and essentially how it works is we are going to look into how each one of you is showing up in this connection, what your energy towards the connection is, as well as what the connecting energies or the shared energies in this connection are. And we'll also look into what each one of you is thinking, feeling, and what's shifting for the both of you. So let's go ahead and first get started with the shared energy between the two of you right now, the connecting energy. And for that, we have the animal. And what I'm getting from this card is that this connection is probably not one that is very structured or is very rooted in anything. It doesn't feel as though there is a commitment here of some kind. It seems more so like this is a connection right now that is perhaps very casual, or more specifically, very much like perhaps a friends with benefits type of situation. It seems like there's really no boundaries or structure within this connection or labels. The biggest energy that I'm getting with this animal card is desire and impulses. So that's what I would say is the energy that I'm seeing between the two of you right now. When it comes to how the first person is showing up in this connection, we have tarantula and we have lion, and the key word is rest. And their energy toward the connection is 39. You can't find goodness because you lost your heart. And then the second person in this connection is showing up as the phoenix and the puffin, and the key word for the puffin is devoted. And their energy toward the connection is number 33, ripe fruits. Okay, so when it comes to person 1, I get the feeling that this person seems to be somebody who is somewhat emotionally unavailable, a bit emotionally cut off from this connection. There's walls up here. There's an element of feeling very guarded. And it may be because this person has been hurt before in the past, but I kind of get the feeling that this is somewhat their choice. This is what it is that they want. And I get the feeling with the tarantula here that there is an element or recognition within them that there is going to be a crossroads very soon, if they have not reached the crossroads yet, in deciding in which direction this connection is going to head, perhaps in which direction the boundaries need to be placed or set in this connection. There's a recognition here on this tarantula's end, acknowledging that boundaries or a conversation of some kind is expected in the future. But I would say that right now, this person seems to be much more in a state of focusing on themselves, kind of not taking this connection very seriously. Yeah. And with their energy toward the connection being you can't find goodness because you lost your heart, I really get the feeling that this tarantula person isn't necessarily looking for a relationship, or isn't necessarily looking for anything other than a surface level type of connection. Yeah, they may have other things that they need to process in their life with this rest card here. There could be other aspects of their life that they are currently recovering from, that they would like to give their energy to, or their rest to, and they're focusing on that right now. When it comes to the Phoenix person, this person seems to be much more in a state of wanting this connection to transform, feeling very much kind of like they are in their own power is one thing that I'm getting. I'm looking at this puffin, and the puffin is devoted, but the puffin is looking at the Phoenix. It seems to me like this Phoenix person is really devoted to their own personal growth. And I think that there's like a mixture here of people who perhaps are really desiring for this to turn into something more. And then there's another element here of this Phoenix having turned their back on this connection and is focusing on harvesting things that have the opportunity to bring about abundance, rather than focusing on something that doesn't necessarily seem to have any sort of like opportunity for growth at the current moment. But there's definitely an energy of positivity here on the Phoenix's end. Somebody who's gone through cycles, gone through deaths and rebirths many times, and doesn't necessarily let endings or really big changes or obstacles get in the way of seeing opportunities and potential elsewhere. So that is what I'm seeing for when it comes to these two people. Let's go ahead and look into what each one of you guys is feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and put this card here and this one here. And let's go ahead and look into, first and foremost, what the tarantula is thinking. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out for both parties and then look at it from there. Okay, what is this tarantula person thinking when it comes to this connection? What are their thoughts? Okay, we have the Ten of Pentacles. What are the tarantula person's thoughts? Okay, we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Chariot. Okay, what are their feelings? We have the Nine of Pentacles. What are the tarantula person's feelings when it comes to this connection? How are they feeling? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. And what's shifting for this tarantula? I'm going to go ahead and take it. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Lovers. What's shifting for the tarantula? What is shifting for the tarantula? Okay, and we have the Knight of Swords. Let's go ahead and get the cards for the Phoenix. What are the Phoenix's thoughts on this connection? What are they currently thinking? Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the Page of Wands reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed, Judgment, and the Ten of Cups. What is the Phoenix currently feeling? We have the Magician, the World. What is the Phoenix currently feeling? And the Five of Swords. And what's shifting for the Phoenix? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups, oh, and we have the Tower. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the tarantula. When it comes to what the tarantula is thinking, the tarantula person has a pretty good understanding of what this connection can offer. They're under the impression that this connection really has the opportunity to be something that could be long-term. There's compatibility here. There's definitely a recognition on the tarantula person's end of understanding that this connection has the potential for growth, is what I would say. When it comes to what the Phoenix person is thinking, it seems like the Phoenix is kind of becoming aware of perhaps the boundaries that they themselves have placed on themselves when it comes to this connection, when perhaps there really aren't any boundaries. Like perhaps this person has been very, very committed or faithful to a connection where there isn't commitment in the past. There's an element here of them feeling as though perhaps in the past they really didn't allow themselves to see beyond what it is that they had wanted, to see beyond the horizon, to look in a different direction, and they're currently breaking out of it. They're kind of having a realization at this moment of all of the opportunity that's still in front of them. And I get the feeling that they're realizing with this Ten of Cups here that yes, this connection could be something very, very special, very important, but that doesn't take away from all of the other opportunities that have the same amount of potential. That's what this Phoenix person is currently thinking. When it comes to what the tarantula is feeling, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. I would say that the tarantula really has enjoyed, like there's an energy of enjoyment, of feeling good about oneself. This person feels very good when it comes to this connection, feels good about themselves, feels as though things can really be easygoing. There's like an element of perhaps friendship here with the Three of Pentacles, but with the Four of Cups here, they're recognizing that there is some sort of emotional offer or an opportunity of some kind that is being presented or is about to be presented, and they don't feel like taking this opportunity. Yeah, and then when it comes to what the Phoenix is feeling, the Phoenix person has really stepped into their power with this Magician here and is recognizing that they don't necessarily have to continue the cycles of whatever has been going on between the two of these people. And I kind of get the feeling with this Five of Swords as though they haven't necessarily let go of the idea that they don't necessarily owe their loyalty, whether that's like monogamy or just like emotional availability to others. They haven't really broken out of it, or it's still something that's kind of in the back of their mind as something that would feel as though it was a betrayal. But with the Five of Swords here, I get the feeling that they realize that what's currently going on between the two of these people is kind of at a loss. There's not really an opportunity for either person to win here. And there's this feeling of like wanting to look out for themselves, to put themselves first, is what I would say. Yeah, and then when I look at what's shifting for this tarantula is, what's shifting for them is clarity on a certain decision. And the Lovers obviously indicates like a romantic partnership, But also the Lovers is simply a card on choices. It's about making a choice. And it seems as though what's shifting for the Tarantula is the clarity of their thoughts in order to make a decision and to make it without hesitating. When it comes to what's shifting for the Phoenix, we now have the Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Tower. I feel as though these two people are somewhat shifting in their energetic, like what they're bringing energetically to the table, in the sense of, I feel like perhaps the Phoenix might even be moving in the near future, although that's just a very specific message. Just when it comes to this Eight of Wands, it could also indicate travel. But there's like rapid movement. There's rapid expansion here. I kind of get the feeling like with the Eight of Wands that there's also this feeling of messages coming in for this Phoenix person. However, with the Four of Cups being here, it seems as though this Phoenix person is kind of shifting into an awareness of not necessarily wanting what they once did, and allowing things to kind of naturally be destroyed, naturally kind of crumble. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look into what the connecting energies between the two of these people are for each one of these things. Okay, what is the connecting energies between what they're thinking? Okay, we have Yang. What is the connecting energies between what each one of these people is feeling? What's the connecting energy? Never-ending story. And what's the connecting energy for what's shifting? Okay, we have a leg up. I kind of felt like this card was going to come out. We have chaos and conflict. And we also have round and round. Okay. And the card that I thought was going to come out was this chaos and conflict. When it comes to what each one of these people is thinking, there's an action-oriented mindset here, or an inspired creativity here. And I think for the Tarantula, this is more so an understanding or a clarity of like where this connection could lead if they were to kind of open themselves up to that. But also I think an understanding on the Tarantula's end that this might not ever head anywhere if they do not take the lead. Whereas with the Phoenix person, this action kind of energy, this expansive kind of energy has more so to do with them and their own personal power. So both of these people are, when it comes to what they're thinking, they're definitely in a more expansive, action-oriented type of thought process right now. When it comes to what each one of these people is feeling, we have never-ending story, which goes hand in hand with the cycles that I was feeling in this world card. There's both of these people are understanding that things just continuously go in a certain direction. There's like a narrative, I feel, that each, like perhaps for the Phoenix is now starting to wake up to kind of the ways in which they're holding them back for somebody who is unavailable emotionally. And perhaps for them, they're recognizing now, they're beginning to see the pattern within themselves when it comes to perhaps being attracted to or giving their time and energy to somebody who is emotionally unavailable. Whereas the Tarantula is recognizing and feeling the repercussions of their own continuous unavailability, there's something here where each party is kind of feeling the repercussions of the narrative that they play out. Yeah. And then when it comes to what's shifting, we have chaos and conflict, a leg up, and round. I get the feeling that what's shifting with this leg up card, I sense that this is the tarantula kind of shifting into an understanding of what it means to need others in the same way that others need them, and recognizing that that isn't necessarily a weakness. But with round here, I feel as though this is here because this realization isn't something that is going to suddenly make everything change overnight, and cycles are still here repeating themselves even in this shift. And with chaos and conflict here, I sense that the phoenix is somewhat turning their back on the tarantula. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice before we close out this reading and see what comes through. What advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to their connection? We have no judgment. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? All right, pile 3. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already, so that I'll have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. And hopefully I will see you soon. Bye.